Good afternoon, math wizards and math masters. Time to continue subtracting a fraction from a whole number. And we're going to continue right where we left off yesterday. Remember, if you have your problem set at home, this is the back side of the problem set. I believe page 184. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's page 184. So let's get started on the top of the page with 7 minus 3/8. And we're going to be using a number line to help us to determine this answer. So let's get started right away with our number line. So I have 7. I have 7 wholes, and I'm taking away 3/8. So my answer is going to be 6 and something, as shown on this fabulous number line. So we're going to start here with 6, and we're going to go over here to 7. Now let's make this eighths, okay, right? Because that's what we're going to be subtracting. 6 and 1/8, 6 and 2/8, 6 and 3/8, 6 and 4/8, 6 and 5/8, 6 and 6/8, 6 and 7/8, and now 6 and 8/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What should be 7? So we're going to subtract 3/8. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, right? 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Boo! And what's our total? Let's find out. 6 and 1/8, 6 and 2/8, 6 and 3/8, 6 and 4/8, 6 and 5/8. So now we can clearly see that 7 minus 3/8 is 6 and 5/8. Let's go to our next one. 10 minus 4/10. Hold on one second, just want to check something. Yes, I did it. I did it right. And this is problem D, for those of you with a problem set at home. 10 minus 4/10. Okay, so, make a big old number line. What number do you think we're going to start out with? When we did this one, we had 7 and we started out with 6. So shouldn't we start out with 9? Me think so. So we put our 9 there, and our 10 here. And what units should we break up between the 9 and the 10? Probably, I'm guessing, I know, I'm not going to guess, probably tenths, right? 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, 10/10. So we'd have 9 and 1/10, 9 and 2/10, 9 and 3/10, 9 and 4/10, 9 and 5/10, 9 and 6/10, 9 and 7/10, 9 and 8/10, 9 and 9/10, and 9 and 10/10. Or 9 plus 1 equals 10. We're subtracting 4/10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 4/10. What are we left with? Well, we're left with 9 and 1/10, 9 and 2/10, 9 and 3/10, 9 and 4/10, 9 and 5/10, 9 and 6/10. 9 and 6/10. And there we have it. Okay, let's go to our next section, and this is going to be like a big jump. Like that. Boo! Well, not quite like that, but a big jump nonetheless. All right? So we're going to resort to using number bonds to determine the answers to these problems. And we're going to do a lot of them. We're going to do 6 of them. So this says this is problem 4, complete the subtraction sentences using number bonds. How do we do this? Wow. Well, let me show you how. Think about our number lines, okay? We're going to start off with 2, and look at the unit we're dealing with, tenths. 2 and 10/10. Just like the number line. Does that make sense? 2 plus 1 is 3. Now I can subtract that 1/10. Watch what happens. How in the world do I do this? Well, one thing that will help me do this is if I add parentheses. Did somebody say parentheses? Yes, Math Mud, I did say parentheses. May I help along? Because I love the parentheses. Yes, you may. Where do you think I should put the parentheses on this problem right here? Well, you have the 2 hole, and then you have the 1 hole, the 10/10, and you're subtracting 1/10. So I would put the parentheses around 10/10 and 1/10. Well, Math Mutt, that's absolutely right. You certainly know all about parentheses, don't you? Yes, I love parentheses very much. I like all things that start with the letter P, like panda bears and popsicles and Pandora music device. Well, yeah, I like that too. I listen to Pandora as well. Oh, Mr. Leggett, we have so much in common, but I think I love parentheses more than you. Well, probably, Math Mutt. Thank you for your assistance with the parentheses. So, listening to Math Mutt's advice, we're going to put the parentheses right around here. So let's do the parentheses first. As Math Mutt has told us, we always do the parentheses first, right? So we have 10/10 minus 1/10. Well, the 10 remains the same. 10 minus 1 is 9. And look, we just bring the 2 over. So 3 minus 1/10 is 2 and 9/10. Make sense? If not, let's do some more. And if you feel comfortable doing this on your own, go for it. But just check back with me to make sure you did it right. So here we have a situation with a 5 minus 3/4, or 3/4. And what we'll do, doink, doink. So I'm going to make a 4 and 4/4. Now we're ready to subtract 3/4. So let's get out the parentheses. And put our parentheses right there. So now we can see it's 4 and 4/4 are 5 minus 3/4. What's 4 minus 3? 1. We bring over the 4, and we bring over this 4 as a whole, and there's our mixed number, 4 and 1/4. Let's go down to 6. And what do you think we're going to put down here? I'm dealing with eighths. So I'm going to put an 1/8 down here and an 8 of the numerator. So there's one whole. So that's supposed to be a 5. So 5 and 8/8 is 6. We're going to subtract 5/8, but it's time to put in the parentheses. So let's go ahead and put in the parentheses, right where Math Mutt told us to. And now we're ready to subtract. So all I have to think about is the denominator remains the same. 8 minus 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 is 3. We have 3/8 there, but I'm not done yet because I need to bring that 5 over. So we had 6 minus 5/8. And picture it like if you had 6 pans of brownies that were the same size and you gave away 5/8 of one pan, then you'd have 5 whole pans and 3/8 of a pan left over. Maybe we'll do some chocolate fractions tomorrow to show that. All right. Let's get on to our next problem. This is problem D, 7 minus 3/9. Okay, so write that down on your scratch paper if you're doing scratch paper. And you can always pause, right? And if you miss one of these lessons, you can always do it the next day too. That's the beauty of this. So let's go down here and we're going to make our 9/9. Because remember, the denominators have to be the same if we're going to add and subtract fractions. And this will be 6. We have 6 plus 1 is 7. We're going to subtract 3/9. And let's get out the parentheses. And we can take the 9 straight across, and 9 minus 3 is 6. And then we have this 6 left over, right? So it's 6 and 6/9. See how this is working? I hope so. Let's go to our 8, and we're going to make this tenths, 10/10, and 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. And we're going to subtract 6/10. So let's set up our problem like that. And we'll put in the parentheses. So remember, like Math Mutt has told us, we always do the parentheses first, okay? So, I have 10/10 minus 6/10. Well, 10 minus 6, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The denominator remains the same, and then I just bring the 7 over, so it's 7 and 4/10. Okay? And that was, boy, we're flying right through these. Aye, look at this one though, 29 minus 9/12. No big deal. We're going to make our 12/12 here. What number's going to go there? Think about that. What number will go there? If we have 1 here and we're making a number bond, well, 29 minus 1 would be 28. So it's going to be 28. So now I just have to subtract the 9/12. And I'm going to put parentheses here. And so we're set to do our subtraction. Well, 12 minus 9, 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So 3's left. The denominator remains the same. And voila, we just bring over the 28. So it's 28 and 3/12. So once again, picture if you had, let's say, 29 pans of brownies, full pans of brownies, and you gave away 9/12 of one pan, you'd still have 28 full pans, but then only 3/12 left over. So that's our math lesson today. Remember, if you're using Google Classroom, you can take a little quiz online. And also, you're going to want to go on to IXL for 25 minutes. I also have a language arts lesson today, a quick language arts lesson. And we also have our social studies lesson with building our one-pager on the California Gold Rush. So that's what's going on. I hope you're having a great day. It's beautiful weather, that's for sure. At least it is down here in San Diego where Mr. Leg is hanging out. And I hope it's all nice up in Anson. I miss each and every one of you very much. And can't wait to get back to Hamilton TK8 and see all your smiling faces. Back in our classroom, room 502, for all sorts of learning and fun. And you'll get this if you practice, okay? All right, I will see you tomorrow.